everybody, welcome back to Critical Mass. Well, we've been to the movies twice this weekend already, Wednesday and Thursday, and now it's Saturday morning, and now we're going to watch Bill and Ted Face the Music. A 30-year difference between the movies from the last one to this one.
And I'm so excited.
Mark is a fanatic for Bill and Ted. So we're really looking forward to it. We're at home, and because it's my home, I get the most comfortable seat. And if it's boring, I'll see you in the morning. All right, we just streamed Bill and Ted's Face the Music.
Yes, we did.
That's our third new movie this week, guys. That's pretty good.
They're all coming out this week. It's weird.
It's weird. I hope there's something new next week, because it just seems weird to have opened back to back to back like that. But what did you guys think? It's been 30 years since Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey came out.
The first 5 minutes, that whole intro, wedding intro, I thought, oh, this is going to be so good, because almost through that whole scene, I was laughing. Obviously, there's a lot of fairly good nods to the originals. I don't think this is one of those movies that's going to go down in epic history. I think there's a lot of lighthearted comedy, a lot of jokes for me that didn't land, but all in all, it was a fun, mindless watch. You know what I mean? It's a mindless movie to just sit down and watch on a rainy Saturday morning.
What do you think?
Like, do I just blurt it out there?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this should have been called Bill and Ted's Cringy Adventure That Should Have Never Been Made.
I told Mark, I said, Paul's tired this morning, and he's not going to like this movie because he's going to be a grumpy puss when he's tired.
I'm telling you, this movie should not have been made. It was cringe fest all the way through. Very few of the jokes landed.
There were a lot of cringy moments, yes.
It was funny the first time because these were two cool characters that were in the 80s and they were doing the 80s thing. Dude, epic, outrageous. And now to see two grandpas doing it, it's cringy. And then to see the daughters doing it who are not of that era.
I feel like they could have been just removed from the movie. Honestly, they could have been removed.
But them mimicking...
They couldn't be removed from the movie because they were the movie. And they were at least 50% of this movie almost.
But didn't need to be.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they were thinking there, whether they're thinking this could be the new Bill and Ted going forward.
I don't think there will be a going forward. I think this is probably their finale. I don't think there's going to be a fourth installment.
Well, yeah, it has been 30 years. I had hopes at the beginning, like Mark said. At the beginning, the first few jokes were actually pretty funny at the wedding and the fact that
No, don't say anything.
All right. Well, the beginning is the funniest part of the movie, and then they get into the story plot when they start time traveling again, and then the daughters start time traveling too for their own epic adventure.
And the wives, they start time traveling on their own
Which
adventure.
we don't see a whole lot of.
No, that was just a way to get them out of the movie for a while.
But yeah, once they started, like, the time traveling itself, it kind of got stale.
I don't understand, so they at some point, a couple of points in the movie, they travel into the future to meet their future selves. And I don't know how they figure that they're evil in the future. Like, they are themselves. Why would they be evil in the future?
They're not evil. They resent for not coming up with the song.
Right, but evil. However, if they're traveling into the future, that future doesn't exist after 7/17.
No, but up until... Okay, there's a point...
At that time point is when everything ends.
Yeah.
But until that time point happens in their reality, the future still happens.
Yeah, no, I get that. Wasn't explained.
Well, it's Bill and Ted. I mean, what, you didn't listen to Little Cuddy? Little Cuddy, they explained it perfectly in this. The rapper explained it perfectly.
It's Kid Cudi.
Yeah, we got together all the epic musicians of the world, Jimi Hendrix and Mozart and Cuddy.
Kid Cudi.
Although they didn't go back and get him, he just appeared. So it's not like they went back. So they weren't calling him one of the greatest musicians of all time.
Right.
But yeah, it was okay to watch, but yeah, it really dragged on for me. And at no point did I not know exactly who was actually the heroes of the story and what was going to happen. We knew that right at the beginning. And we even looked at each other and said,
Okay,
like
so
this.
I will say that I called it. We talked about what we thought it was going to be, and I called it. They went and they gathered musicians throughout history and came to try to unite the world with song. Mm-hmm. So I called it.
Wait. I think I called it because when you said you were looking forward to this movie, I said that's going to be a trash fire, a cringe fest, and look what happened.
Well, you called it, but that's literally the synopsis of the movie. Bill and Ted travel back in time to reunite a band.
No.
That's actually in the taglines of the movie when we rent it. Yes.
I didn't read it.
It wasn't a very hard call.
Well, I didn't read it, so.
But all right.
Yay on me.
If you're a big fan of Bill and Ted,
it's not a war movie, by the way.
yeah, it's not a war movie,
So.
and you are bored, and you have $20 to spend, you can spend $20 on it to rent it right now.
Wait, you can, but should you?
But well, I'm saying if you're a big fan of Bill and Ted,
If you're a big fan of Bill and Ted, that means the first movie you absolutely loved, the second movie you tolerated, and this movie is going to make you wonder, why did I ever like them?
It doesn't play off the same way. Like old Bill and Ted doesn't play the same as young Bill and Ted did. So don't expect it to. I think.
what do you give the movie? We're not going to spoil it. What are you going to give it? You got to give it a rating. Out of 10, what do you give it?
Can I break it up like
No.
nostalgia purposes?
No.
Okay.
Out of 10.
All right. Well, this is
A very simple question.
I'd say it's a 5. It's a 5.
Okay, a 5.
Paul's gonna knock this down. I'm so far.
No. I'm bumping New Mutants up to a 4.5 and putting this one to a 3.5.
Really, it's worse than New Mutants.
Yes.
Actually, I agree with that.
Is that right?
Because I didn't mind New Mutants as much as he did. At least I was prepared for that kind of movie. This movie, like I said, I had high hopes. That first 5-10 minutes, I was laughing. I said, this is funny. And then the adventure started, and it was no jokes from the rest on. I did not laugh the rest of the movie.
Right.
So out of an hour and a half long movie, 10 minutes was funny.
In fact, I recall a couple of times throughout the movie when they would do an awkward joke, just sort of glancing over at you guys to see if you were even chuckling. And we're all just sort of looking at the screen.
I was in a swivel chair, and sometimes I had to kind of angle away from the TV because I felt so bad for the movie.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad when you feel bad for the movie and the people in it. Don't feel bad. They got paid.
Yeah.
They're doing all right.
So what did you give this movie out of 10?
I'm down around the 4.
Wow.
Yeah, 3.5, 4.
Okay, so I'm the high man on the totem pole with 5.
Literally 5-10 minutes, and like I said, then it just went downhill.
5 is not a good score, guys.
I know.
5 is a fairly poor showing.
Yeah.
And
this is worse than that.
You're still below.
Yeah.
I'm still below. This is a bad movie.
Well, come on, Mark. Let's all admit it. The big climactic thing of this movie at the end is that they come and they create that song, the song they keep talking about in all the other films that unite the world. They have the greatest musicians in the world all gathered in one spot, and the song sucks.
Okay, so it's not that the song sucks.
Don't give away anything.
No, you can't talk about the other stuff.
But I will ask you this. Okay, so we watched it literally 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
We turned it off.
Yes.
We just had that big climactic scene. Do you remember the tune of the song that unites the world?
No.
That's a bad sign.
That's a very bad song.
I'll say probably the best part of the movie, like throughout, it was the robot.
Up until halfway through. After the halfway, it got old.
Yeah. But for like the funniest part of the movie throughout,
Yeah.
probably the robot's line.
By the way, there's a robot.
Yeah, by the way, worst robot ever.
Terrible robot. There's a terrible
That's
robot
why
in
he was
this movie.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, all right, there you go. 3.5, I think. 3.5? 5?
I'll go 5.
So the highest rating we gave it was a 5. And so that's not boding very well going forward. And you were really looking forward to this movie.
Okay, so I was really looking forward to it. At the same time, I was really disappointed in it.
Yes. But that's what I mean. You're the demographic that should have really enjoyed this movie. You're the one who should give it the benefit of the doubt, and you're still only giving it a 5.
The biggest issue I think with this movie is that they're still targeting this to me, like, because I'm their target audience, but me as a teenager, right? So that doesn't work. You can't do that.
Apparently not. Well, let us know what you guys think. Are you going to stream it? Let us know down below. I mean, it's a new one. It's streaming out there. But if you were to ask us, we'd say wait till it comes to your Netflix, and probably coming to Netflix pretty soon. Well, check out some more of our other content, some more of our other reviews. We saw New Mutants, we saw Tenet this week, and more movies to come. Until next time, we'll see you on the channel.